Look at your bank account right now. Not your paycheck, not your Venmo balance, your actual net worth. If you lost your job today, how many days until you are in serious trouble? Most people can't answer that without feeling sick. And here is the worst part. You probably look successful to your friends, but you are one emergency away from disaster. Today, we are uncovering the 6 signs you are living beyond your means. And by the end, you won't be able to unsee them. I am going to show you exactly why your $60,000 salary feels like $30,000. But first, I need to tell you about a client I had. Let's call him Jake. Jake made $120,000 a year. He drove a leased BMW. He wore a watch that cost more than my first car. And last month, he asked to borrow $400 for rent. How does that happen? It happens because of sign number 3. And I promise you, you are probably doing sign number 3 right now without realizing it. Stick with me. My name is Thomas, and I spend way too much time thinking about the 6 signs you are living beyond your means and how to fix it. If you are someone who feels like you are working harder than ever but getting nowhere, like the finish line keeps moving, make sure to subscribe. Because today, we aren't just cutting coffee. We are fixing the leak in your identity. Here is what society tells you. If you can make the minimum payment, you can afford it. Think about that. The entire credit system is built on a lie. The bank doesn't care if you are broke. The bank cares if you are compliant. So we end up in the middle class trap. You see your neighbor get a new truck. You see your coworker go to Cabo. You think they are doing fine. Why shouldn't I? So you buy the truck. You take the trip. You finance the furniture. And here is the emotional trigger nobody talks about: shame. You aren't buying the truck because you need to haul things. You are buying the truck because you are afraid your father-in-law will think you are a failure. Imagine it's Friday night. You go out with friends. They order expensive cocktails and appetizers. You only have $40 left for the week, but you order the $18 drink anyway. You smile. Inside, you are calculating how many ramen dinners that cost. That is the trap. Spending money you don't have to impress people you don't even like. Let's do math that hurts. Because this is where it gets expensive. Let's say you buy a $50,000 car. You don't have $50,000. So, you finance it over 72 months at 7% interest. Most people look at the $850 monthly payment. They say, I can squeeze that. Here is what you actually paid. That car cost you $61,000 after interest. And in 5 years, it is worth $15,000. You just lit $46,000 on fire to look cool at a stoplight. But here is where it gets dangerous. Let's look at the opportunity cost. What if you bought a $15,000 used car instead? And you invested that $850 a month into the S&P 500 for 7 years? At a 10% average return, you wouldn't have a car. You would have $102,000. You traded $100,000 for a leather steering wheel. That is the real cost. It's not the payment. It's the future you are stealing from. You are robbing your 50-year-old self so your 25-year-old self can have heated seats. You might be thinking, Thomas, I work hard. I deserve nice things. I agree. You do deserve nice things. But do you deserve them right now? And do you deserve them more than you deserve financial freedom? This is called hyperbolic discounting. It is a behavioral finance term that means humans prefer a smaller, immediate reward over a larger, delayed reward. Your brain sees $1,000 today as amazing. Your brain sees $5,000 in 5 years as boring. So, we buy the iPhone 16. We ignore the $5,000. But here is the hidden psychology. We are also addicted to status signaling. You buy the designer bag not for the leather. You buy it to signal to the stranger across the restaurant, I have value. But here is the secret the rich know. Truly wealthy people don't need to signal. The guy in the hoodie at Starbucks might own the building. The guy in the suit is renting his watch. Here is what most people don't realize. Living beyond your means isn't about the big stuff. It's about the death by 1,000 cuts. We obsess over the car or the house. But the silent killer is subscription lifestyle. Sign number 4 is the convenience lie. You pay $15 for Netflix, $12 for Hulu, $10 for Spotify, $80 for gym you don't use, $20 for Audible, $5 for cloud storage, $100 for cable, $15 for your professional email. Add it up. The average person spends $350 a month on subscriptions. That is $4,200 a year. That is a vacation. That is a Roth IRA contribution. That is a safety net. And here is the kicker. You don't notice it leaving. It feels like $5 here, $10 there. But it leaves. Silently, like a thief in the night. Stop asking, can I afford this $5? Start asking, is this $5 worth more than my retirement? Let's get practical. Here are the 6 specific signs. Check these boxes. Sign number 1. You check your bank account before you buy groceries. If you have to look at your balance to see if you can afford eggs and milk, you are not in control. Groceries are a need. If you are rationing needs, your wants are out of control. Sign number 2. You have money dysmorphia. You think you are poor, so you act poor. But you actually make $80,000. You are afraid to look at your statements. Ignorance is not bliss. Ignorance is bankruptcy. Sign number 3. Your housing costs exceed 30% of your take-home pay. This is the old rule that still works. If you spend $2,000 on rent and take home $5,000, you are house poor. You are working for the landlord. If this is you, you need a roommate, a cheaper zip code, or a raise tomorrow. Sign number 4. You are using buy now, pay later for clothes. Klarna and Afterpay are crack cocaine for spenders. If you need to split a $100 pair of jeans into 4 payments, you cannot afford the jeans. Full stop. Sign number 5. You have zero FU money. FU money is $1,000 cash in an account you don't touch. If you hate your boss but can't quit because you don't have $1,000, you are a slave to the paycheck. That is living beyond your means. Sign number 6. You lie to yourself. You say, I'll save next month. You say, tax returns are my savings. You say, my car is an asset. Stop lying. The truth will set you free, but first it will piss you off. Stop panicking. We are fixing this in 3 steps. Step 1. The 24-hour rule for wants. You see a new jacket. You want it. Do not buy it. Put it in a cart. Wait 24 hours. I promise you, 90% of the time, the urge will vanish. That dopamine hit is gone. You didn't want the jacket. You wanted the click of buy. Step 2. The cash envelope mindset for needs. Take out your physical cash for groceries, gas, and fun. When the cash is gone, you stop spending. Credit cards hide pain. Cash shows pain. You will spend 34% less when you use cash because it hurts to hand it over. Step 3. The reverse budget. Most people budget by spending and saving what is left. That is backwards. Pay your savings first. The moment your paycheck hits, move 20% to a different bank account. An account that is hard to access. No debit card. No app on your home screen. If you never see the money, you never miss it. I know what you are thinking right now. Thomas, this is boring. I hate spreadsheets. I get it. But look at your hands. Those hands worked hard for that money. Why are you giving it away to corporations who don't know your name? Here is the plot twist. Living below your means isn't deprivation. It is power. When you stop spending $6 on coffee, you aren't losing a latte. You are buying a Monday where you don't have to set an alarm. When you sell the expensive car, you aren't downgrading. You are upgrading your freedom. Here is the hard truth. You cannot budget your way out of poverty if you are spending like a celebrity, but you can invest your way out of the middle class. Every dollar you save today is a soldier fighting for your future. Right now, you are sending your soldiers to Starbucks and Netflix. Stop it. For the next 30 days, I dare you to live like you are broke. Even if you aren't. Drive the old car. Make coffee at home. Cancel the subscriptions. At the end of the 30 days, look at your bank account. You will have a pile of cash. And then ask yourself, do I want the stuff? Or do I want the freedom? If you want to see exactly how to invest that cash you are about to save, watch this video next. subscribe, turn on notifications. Your future self is begging you. I'm Thomas. Stop lying to yourself. I'll see you in the next one.